Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Crockett Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the Warzone. Say, man, you know what it is, man. The superhero is in the building every night on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. It's the 5-star general, Shelia Jackson Lee. She in gangster mode. She trying to strong arm the Houston Community College Board. But I'm going to tell you what it's all about. I told y'all about them boulets. Y'all going to understand me when I get through. Say, man, let's go. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the Warzone and tell you thank you for tuning in to me. You know, without you guys, I wouldn't have a show. And I really do appreciate it that you take the time out to come and hang out with your favorite African-American conservative. I appreciate you taking the time out. Remember on Fridays at 2 o'clock, man, I'm on my podcast, Talk That from a Conservative Perspective on RagingElePhantsRadio.com. I'll try to stream it live for y'all, but if I can't, you got to go to RagingElePhantsRadio.com on Fridays at 2 o'clock, and I really get loose on there. So you want to make sure that you tune in. One, I look a little rough because I forgot my damn clippers in Minneapolis. And I am refusing to go to a barbershop until these clippers come in the mail. So y'all gonna have to bear with me. I know I look like some wolf. But that's okay because I just don't believe in wasting money. So, you know, it is what it is. It's official. The 5-star general will be in the MLK Grand Parade on the 17th. Shout out to my man Charles Stamps over there. I will be in the parade and just can't wait to do it. Along the way, we did some other great things for his organization that I choose not to talk about. If you figure it out, you figure it out. But, you know, when my people call me, they need some help, I'm going to be there if I can be there, and I was able to be there. But I will be in the MLK Grand Parade on the 17th. On the 9th, I leave for Hinesville, Georgia. I'm going to Hinesville, Georgia. Liberty County schools are in perils. The community has called me, and I'm going to Liberty County, Georgia. Got a big community meeting we're going to have. Got a meeting with the superintendent. Along the way, I will be speaking at the school board meeting. You know me, I'm going to walk the line. They've been throwing people out of the school board meetings, so I'm going to walk the line in Hinesville, Georgia, the way I'm supposed to. Now, I do this program as a means to be able to get information out to you guys, to be able to talk to you, so that you can make informed decisions about anything that you choose to make informed decisions about. I try to make sure I stay in the know. And I will say this here. If you are a principal in a school district, no matter if it's HISD, Fort Bend, Klein, Katy, it is what it is. And yes, Montreal, I'll be streaming live from Georgia when I go to Georgia. I want you principals to know something. That if I've not called you, if I've not texted you, if I've not come to your school, you're in good favor with me. But when I call, you better pick up that phone. Because if I'm coming there or if I'm calling, you got a problem. You got a problem. Now, I will work proactively with you to try and solve the problem. Work with the district to solve the problem quietly. And that's what I like doing. But when you ignore me, I'm going to light your ass up. So I'm telling you that when I call or come, you got a problem. And if you choose not to answer the phone, that's your business. I really don't care. But don't be upset when you lose your job because I'm coming. I'm not playing with nobody. At the moment, a lot of people are asking me, man, you really going hard on HISD. I'm going hard on them because they messed up. They messed up across the board, and there's always some corruption going on. And I got into it last night with somebody on on a thread on Facebook. And the issue was Rhonda Skilling Jones. We know what happened with the former embattled school board president being indicted by the FBI. And somebody made mention that maybe some other trustees got something to do with it. And they hands were dirty too. And the first thing come out these people's mouth, oh no, they wouldn't do that. Why? Because they white. White people steal too. White people corrupt too. Asian board members corrupt too. They all do it. So don't think every time there's some corruption in the school district that it's only black folk doing it. No, a whole bunch of people doing it. When I say a whole bunch of people, I'm talking about a plethora of people. So white folks steal. White folks commit voter fraud. Everybody and their mama caught up in this right now. So I just want you to understand that my conversation when it comes to corrupt people, it's a multiracial conversation. So don't think because I'm going hard on some black folk that I won't go hard on you white folk. I won't go hard on you Latinos. I won't go hard on you Asians because I will. And I'll go just as hard as I go on my people. My people get it 100 times worse because we shouldn't be involved with that foolishness. So if anybody wants to, challenge me on whether or not board members are corrupt, I'll lead you to a document that I put up in regards to Deanna Davila, board meeting, board president, board member, HISD, who was accused, and I got the documentation. So I'm going to say it like this here. And if you want to sue me, then you sue me. I ain't alleging nothing. You, the husband, your brother, was shaking down Latino vendors in Houston, Dallas, and Atlanta. I got the documentation to prove it. So if y'all want to ride, and I get it, if you want to go hard on Skilling Jones, I get it. But understand, on the same board that she was on, Deanna Davila was doing dirt too. So don't sit back and think that your favorite Latino ain't stealing money from our kids. Don't sit back and think that your favorite white ain't stealing money from our children, because they all are complicit. But tonight, I got to go hard on one of ours again. Y'all not getting no passes. Y'all are not getting no passes. I can promise you that. So who you going hard on, 5-star? Let's go on and get to it, man. The good congresswoman is back on the Warzone again. This is better than CNN and any local news channel that you could tune into, because the good congresswoman, I was in a conversation with somebody today and we both agreed on something. No, we didn't. She good people, but she ain't did nothing. Yeah, I'm going to tell you the real. The good congresswoman. Now, I know her people probably sitting there watching this. What is this man talking about tonight? I'm talking about the fat Congress lady that you out here trying to strong arm the Houston Community College Board into appointing somebody that you want appointed to the board. Now, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to embarrass the person that you want to appoint, because they actually watch this program. So if you're watching this program, I'm light years ahead of you, mama. So that tells y'all one thing. It ain't a man she wants to appoint. It's a woman. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do, young lady, and I'm being sarcastic because she's not young. So it's a woman and she's older. That means she's on the north side. Okay, but I'm not going to tell y'all who it is. What I'm saying is you need to stay in your lane. You need to stay in your lane. No, you will not be appointed. We will not take an appointment to the board of HCC for 4 years. Hell no. There's an appointment you normally finish the term, which is 1 year, most likely maybe 2. But you want to appoint somebody for that position to sit there for 4 years because y'all ran a scheme knowing Reagan was going to run for that seat. She was going to run for 147. Reagan Flowers, Dr. Reagan Flowers, was going to run for 147. You allowed her to go through the election process and run for 147, run for HCC, knowing that she would get out of the seat after the race. If she won, get out of the seat when she was going to win because she ran unopposed. And then y'all could appoint who you want. Ma'am, that's not going to work, man. So the thing is this. Hold on. Let me share this screen with you guys so that you can clearly know. This is Dr. Reagan Flowers. Now, I want you to clearly understand something, y'all, that's out there. I don't have an issue with Dr. Reagan Flowers. The issue that I have is you're running for State Rep 147, which was Garnett Coleman's seat. You ran for the school board. You lost. As soon as you lost, they appointed you to HCC to finish a term. You finished the term. You didn't do a full term. You finished the term, and then you ran for re-election unopposed. That means you were going to win regardless. And as soon as you won, you abandoned the position, and now you're running for State Rep 147. So you never finished your term once you got elected, but now you want to run for State Rep. And it's all in the plan that you guys are doing with your boule shit to put people in these seats. Reagan has a very unique history. She used to be a teacher at Jackie A. Senior High School. She got into that C-STEM world and even got to the point where she was invited to the White House. Great. We also know, Reagan, that the district that you're running in, you don't even live in the district. Your office is in the district right there in Alabama. I've been to the office. I've sat down with Reagan. Your office is in the district, but you don't live in the district. And that's the normal for them. But why should we worry about living in a district that we don't run in a district we don't live in when we know Tasha Jackson didn't live in her district when she ran for city council? So I'm thinking about moving to bumfuck Egypt and running for any position I want to in Harris County because everybody named Mama is doing it. But Reagan has never finished the term in any seat that she sat in. So I'm afraid that if you get into the seat for 147, that you probably won't finish that term when you decide to run for president of the United States. That's how I feel. I think that you have a trajectory that's all the way to the White House. So I'm just being straight up with you. But I also know that you are in a heavyweight fight. Oh, my God. You're in a heavyweight fight. Hold on, y'all. Hold on just a second. You are in a heavyweight fight with a formidable opponent. You are in a heavyweight fight, Reagan, with a formidable opponent. So let's stop this screen and let's see. Let's stop this screen. Okay, so let's go here and let's share the screen. Reagan jumps in this race with a formidable opponent. You're going to have to go to water beat her. Let me tell y'all something about this lady here. And if y'all don't know who she is, that's Jolanda Jones. Jolanda is a fighter. But sometimes Jolanda has the ability to ostracize herself. She's pro-black. She's very big in the LGBTQ community. She stands up for her people, and she stands up for what's right. So, Reagan, if you thought that you and your little boule friends was going to pull a stunt, you are now in a heavyweight fight along with 4 other people. But I think that this race will go to a runoff in the primaries with Jolanda against Reagan. And I'm going to be honest with you. Jolanda has the ability to knock your ass out the ring. I'm just going to be straight up with you. Reagan Flowers versus Jolanda Jones is not even a fair goddamn fight. I'm just telling you. Well, I have my reservations about Miss Jones. I also have my reservations about Miss Jones. It's not a personal issue. This is just the way that I think. That Miss Jones sat on our school board in HISD for 4 years. There are some things that she fought for. She fought to get Confederate names off of schools. You left Delmar, who was a racist in itself, when he sat on the school board at HISD. You didn't fight to do that. You have several other schools that have Confederate names on them, but I think that you guys wasted a lot of money fighting the Confederate name thing in the school system when the money should have just went into the schools. So that was something that you fought for, and they got the names changed on several schools. But my reservations stem from the fact that Miss Jones was a part of a board that was totally complicit when it came to the dysfunction of the Houston HISD school district. Ms. Jones was also a part of a board that maybe right now some more people may be indicted on federal charges. Now, do I think that Jolanda would, jeopardize her law license and do anything illegal or unethical? Not at all. I don't think that Jolanda would do that because Jolanda was raised by a strong woman. Jolanda Jones is not stupid. No matter if you like her or not. No matter if you don't like the way she bring it down the pike sometimes. And I'm going to be honest with you, that's the female version of Gary Monroe on some issues. I don't think that she would be stupid enough to be involved in anything that was ethical, unethical, and illegal. I just don't feel that. Jolanda Jones was instrumental in helping get new libraries for 3 schools, which was Attucks, Yates, and Cullen, getting 3 libraries done, redone for those schools. So she did good, but at the same time, they hit a point where not only just Jolanda, but Wanda and Rhonda were handcuffed when it came to doing things for schools that should have been done. I think that the drawback will be is with Jolanda, and they'll try to use against her is her time on city council, where she had a few issues, her time on HISD, where there were massive issues. But I don't think that Jolanda Jones did anything unethical. I don't think that Jolanda Jones did anything illegal. And I think that Dr. Reagan Flowers is in for the fight of her goddamn life. And if I got to choose, because I'm going to give my endorsements. I'm going to give my endorsements in that race on the Democratic side. I'm going to give it on that in that Democratic primary. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When you come to the general, I'm rocking with Rashad Baylor. He's a Republican. I'm a Republican. I'm going to rock with Rashad Baylor. I don't care how much y'all beat each other up over there on the Democratic side. But on the Democratic side, in the primary right now, I'm going to endorse Jolanda Jones. And I'm going to endorse Jolanda Jones for the simple fact, Reagan Flowers, if you run with dogs, you get fleas. What you mean, man? If you run with dogs, you get fleas. And that's the way that I feel. What is he talking about? Reagan, there is a lot of stuff going on right now that pertains to your husband. Your husband. You know him, Lalu Davis, the one that's over there with Carol Robinson and the Texas Coalition of Black Democrats, and the Texas Coalition of Black Democrats with the fake PACs and looks like money laundering. Well, ma'am, here's the question: that if your husband is involved in those type of activities, allegedly, you don't pillow talk? You comfortable with that? We ain't talking about back in the mid 2000s, 2012, 2013, when he supposedly got caught up in some stuff with the Houston Community College. So I will definitely ride with the renegades in this race. I will ride and endorse Jolanda Jones against Reagan Flowers, because no matter if you like her or not, no matter if you think that she's loud, no matter if you think that she just makes black people look bad some days, which some days that's what we gotta do. She's ethical. She's not a criminal. She's not married to a criminal. And I'm not calling Reagan a criminal. She is who she is. And I'm just telling you. But the issue now that I'm speaking on tonight, and it brought me to Reagan, but let's go back to where we actually started. Let's go back. Let's share the screen. Madam Congresswoman, who do you think you are? The Houston Community College Board voted on December 20th to have a special election to fill the seat of Reagan Flowers, who's leaving to run for House District 147. Who are you to continue to call board members to try and get them to rescind that vote? Who are you to decide that we need to appoint one of your friends who watches my program, who's a woman, who's an older woman, who gives you the authority to think that we are going to sit quiet while you boule Negroes continue to put your friends in office to accomplish your goals? I think you need to be investigated in regards to your affiliation with that hospital over there on the north side. That's at Forest Brook. I think that you should be investigated with your affiliations to possible pharmaceutical companies who are also distributing vaccines. I think that you should be investigated, and you should come up for a congressional hearing in front of Congress itself. I am calling you out tonight because you are out of control, and you need to get your black behind up to DC, and you need to fight for real voter rights for African Americans. You need to go up there and fight for the fact that we don't need to get approval every 25 years to be able to continue to vote. You need to take your behind to your office in DC and do some damn work. But you don't need to be down here trying to appoint your friends to our Houston Community College Board. Man, you going hard tonight on the Congress lady. And ain't a damn thing she can do about it. I bet she won't come out and say it publicly that I'm lying. I bet you won't do that. I bet you I'll shake your goddamn braid off your hair in a public. Let's put the gloves on. Me and you in a public debate. Me and you in a public debate on your actions just during this pandemic. On some of your possible illegal activities just during this pandemic. You made a sizable amount of money off the demise of black people. You made a sizable amount of money. I want to look at your affiliation too with the nonprofit you own on the board with Charles Butts. that owns HEB. Congress lady, I am on a mission to I am on a mission to destroy crooked black politicians. And baby girl, you are my poster. All right, y'all, I'm back. It was connection issues. But the thing is, back in the day, T.I. had Alpha Mega as his grand hustle muscle. He had Alpha Mega as his grand hustle muscle. So, Sheila, is what I want to tell you. I don't give a damn about you calling over that Eric Carr. Eric Carr ain't going to stop me from jamming you up right now. That's my brother. Got mad love for him. But your muscle can't handle me right now. Don't send your muscle this way. It's really a waste of time. But the good congresswoman is out of control right now. She's totally out of control with wanting to appoint somebody for 4 years, a full term, appoint somebody. When in all actuality, there should be a special election for the position that Reagan Flowers had to give up to run for 147. And in 147, I think there's 6 different people. I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to endorse Jolanda. I'm going to endorse Jolanda. And I'm going to be honest, Jolanda ain't no crook. She ain't married to no crook. I never thought about that, Penelope Penstop. Sheila, you do look like Gangsta Boo. Sheila's asking me, was that you on the stage with Bone Thugs and Harmony? That crazy bone through that water? You do look like Gangsta Boo. Where them dollars at? So my thing is we don't want who you guys want at the moment. We don't really, we putting up with y'all. But we really don't want the people that you are recommending. Because the people that you would recommend, Sheila, they would be under your thumb. And they would do what you want done. It's been voted on. I think that you should walk away from it and leave it alone. I really think she looked like Gangsta Boo. You had your meds, like Gangsta Boo said. You had your meds. So, my thing is it is what it is, man. Y'all just won't stop, bro. Y'all just won't stop, man. And you keep trying to push people on us. Like, what's best for us. No, you're not pushing them on us. That's your conversation with the community. That I would say we should put so-and-so in this seat because that's what's best for us. You a damn lie. You live in third ward and you don't live the third ward lifestyle. You don't deal with anything that we deal with on a daily basis. You need to get your behind up to Washington and do some work instead of pandering at bike giveaways for Christmas and giving out water and sanitizer that you don't even pay for. I wish y'all start giving the credit to the people that actually secure all this stuff for our communities. Because you politicians don't even pay for it. And the thing about it is you're running around here with a pedophile, a pastor pedophile. You're running everything through his church. But you think we don't know these things. You think that we ain't going to say nothing, that we're comfortable with the stuff that you people are doing. No, in all actuality, boo-boo, we really want you and your braid gone. But see, we know how the game get on with the Shelia Jackson Lees. And let's talk about Ellis. We talk about voter fraud. And let's just talk about the fact that the Negro buy votes. Let's talk about the rent that you done paid for seniors to vote for you. Let's talk about the fact that you done bought, air conditioners for people to vote for you. Nigga, we tired of you. We really want you to go away, homeboy. Yeah, I'm telling your business. You buy votes. And you don't just buy a few, you buy a whole bunch. You got enough money to go out there and buy your whole election. You buy votes, clown. But see, when they got to do all that to stay in office, that should tell y'all something. Ain't no other race of people going through what we going through with their representation but us. Because you Negroes will sell us out for a stank-ass air conditioner. Not talking about the ones you put at the polls to work for you. You make sure you go get the worst of the worst that ain't got jobs. They damn near homeless. You get cards in their hands, and it is what it is. We don't need to check his criminal history. Criminal history is there. He is who he is. But these are the people that she insulates herself with. Rogue pastors. And we really need to check our superintendents of our school districts on making sure they don't need the help of those pastors. Why they so emboldened to the pastoral alliances around all these different counties? Why are these pastors so involved in school when you're supposed to separate, according to the way it's set up, separate religion from politics? Why do these superintendents keep bringing these pastors into our school districts and yet they can't mentor a kid? Yet they can't provide a library book. Yet they don't come and do no after-school programs. Why are they bringing these pastors into our schools? You know why? Because I need you to start checking the boards of some of these corporations and organizations and see which pastors sit on them. I need you to do I'm connecting the dots for y'all. Aubrey Taylor's connecting the dots for you. Why don't you look at the affiliation of some of these people and who they connected to? I ain't never seen a pastor come over to Yates, Worthing, Madison, Westbury, and stop a fight. When last time y'all did that? Y'all supposed to lay hands, ain't you? Why you can't show up and lay some hands? I ain't seen y'all come into our schools and do nothing. But good people, even in A-Leaf, good people like Damon Barone can't sit on the school board. You know why? Because He too raw for MTV, and he too black for BET. See, you want to keep the Negroes that really want to work for the black community, you got to keep them quiet so that you can keep working against us. Tell me why these pastors need to be affiliated with our school districts. And any one of you pastors that want to debate me, bring your ass to the zone. I'm telling you, by the time I get through, I will expel you from the war zone like God did Satan in heaven. Bring your good lying ass to the zone. Because a whole bunch of y'all don't do nothing for our children. But yet you want all this say-so in our school district. You dirty. You're dirty. And you know you're dirty. And guess what? Y'all can't stand me right now. We're getting line. That shit stretch around the corner. I don't care. It stretch around the corner. I know you don't like me. But ain't none of this finna get past me. So what I want to do, I'm going to go back a little bit and we're going to read some comments. All right? Because I've started getting into that. And we're going to read some comments. Let's go up here. We're going to start at the top. Let's go. Let's go up here and we'll start here. December, baby. They all do it. It's not about racism. It's all because of the kids' education. If they do wrong, bring them to the forefront. That's all. That's it. That's all. Lauren Hill, the braid. Ragnar Runner, you're absolutely right. Jason Peters, is it the doctor? Ragnar, she will show up for the photos. Avery Ayers, yes, she does the photo. Jamarcus Owens sounds like the good old boy system to me. Avery Ayers, speak 5-star. Tasha Holden, greetings and happy new year. Avery Ayers says they're going to federal prison. Alan Guillory says Jolanda is a warrior, but she has trouble blending in more conservative circles. She's a street fighter. There ain't no doubt about it. Jolanda Jones gonna get on in the streets if she got to. You feel what I'm saying? You know, when you want to be a state rep, you got to learn how to work both sides of the house. So always throwing up the racism card is not going to get anything done, especially if you don't have a majority. Because the racists that you call them, that I don't believe are racist, they ain't got to work with you. They just go in there and push the button and make whatever go through. So you're going to have to learn how to work both sides. Jay Will said, real talk. Christian Martin, what about the nonprofit she's on the board of with Charles Butts? That's money. She's talking about Shelia, y'all. All right. Abraham says we are a boss. Jay Will, I bet she won't. Abrevia Miller, get a 5-star. You preaching tonight. Let's keep going down. Jay Will said preach 5-star. Salita Williams says the pandemic. Jay Will buffering. You buffering. And that's because we had went down for a second. Reyes comes back and say, how many vaccine shots in the arm will it take? December, baby, they probably flagged him. What happened? Is Shelia shutting the show down? Shelia ain't shutting nothing down. Sheila better make an appointment at the hairdresser. That's all I can tell her. Christian A. Martin, hi, I just fussed at my husband and blamed him for our Wi-Fi. It wasn't y'all Wi-Fi, man, it was mine. Daniel Hall, laugh out loud. Penelope Pitstop say Shelia Gangsta Boo Jackson. Well, that's what we're going to start calling her, Shelia Gangsta Boo Jackson. Rontrell Bradford, is that legal or illegal? Kristen Martin, Penelope, he will get nuked for sure. They will tattle on him. 5-star, don't pull a braid out, is what Jay Will said. Avery Ayers, is that what Lone Star College did? Special election. Jamarcus Owen in a Cinnabon. Jay Will said gangster boo with the laughing emojis. Jay Will said hit the like buttons, guys. You need to hit the like buttons. You need to get this information out. Avery Ayers says, where's our reparations payments? Let's keep going. And Avery said we need to check past the decade criminal history. It's already out there. Uh, Demetrius Thompson said, keep telling the truth. Danielle Hall, God sits high, looks low. He sees all that they're doing. Every tub has to sit on its own bottom. Karma is tough. Danielle Hall, what a damn shame. They should have he'll sleep at night knowing they're doing dead wrong. Let's keep going down. Danielle Hall again, just like that, being your ass in on the zone. Yeah, come on in on the zone. Any one of them, they welcome to come. Michael Brown, I'm with you, Avery Ayers. Where's our reparations? Avery Ayers says reparation calculations would grant every black household between 2.5 to 5 million. Uh, and Skip said, M.A. Ball, I know who that is. So in case you're just tuning in, we know that Reagan Flowers had to resign her seat at the Houston Community College board because she decided to run for State Rep 147. Sheila Jackson Lee, in turn, wants to appoint one of her friends, even after the board has voted to have a special election. And if that special election is in May, I'm pretty sure that they will put Rhonda Skillerin Jones's position up also. You feel what I'm saying? They will put her position up also. And if that's, I mean, that is Rhonda Skillerin. No, Rhonda Skillerin Jones' position is up. And that's the one that Sheila wants to appoint someone for. Reagan Flowers' position, that would have to be a special election too. You feel what I'm saying? So both of these positions need to be put on an election ballot and let the people decide who sits in those seats. You feel what I'm saying? That's what it boils down to. What can I say, man? It's the same old thing, just a different day, with the boule politicians wanting to put their friends in office because they know what's best for us. As black people, we need to start waking up, and we need to take more ownership of elections, take more ownership of our communities, our schools, and everything that's emboldened inside of that. And we need to start doing what we need to do. We are behind on holding our elected officials accountable. White people don't have a problem holding their elected officials accountable. Asians don't have a problem holding their elected officials accountable. Indigenous people don't have a problem with holding their elected officials accountable. Latinos don't have a problem holding their elected officials accountable. Negroes have a problem. Black folk have a problem. We know that they crooks, and we'll keep putting them back in office. But we want everything to change. But we keep putting the crooks back in office. I saw a story and I can't seem to find it. And I don't want to speak on it unless I can really find some information on it. Hold on a second. Maybe this is updated. All right. Um, I want to talk about this because it angered me. 4-year-old shooting victim dad says HPD officers didn't arrive until 4 hours after the incident. The 4-year-old girl who was shot in Southwest Houston on New Year's Day has been identified as the niece of George Floyd, who was killed in Minneapolis. The father, Derek Delane, said their apartment in 3300 block of Yellowstone was hit several times by gunfire before 3 a.m. on January 1st. That's unfortunate. Let's go here. Late Tuesday afternoon, HPD Police Chief Troy Fenner launched an internal affairs investigation into the department's response time to the shooting. According to Fenner, I am aware and have concerns regarding the delay in response time to this incident and have initiated an internal affairs investigation. I asked the city to continue to pray for the child's full recovery and assist in providing information that would lead to the arrest of the suspects or suspect responsible. I have a problem with that. And let me tell you why I got a problem with that. I know that little girl's father, Derek Delane, old school cat, OG. I know Derek, good dude. My problem is, first of all, no child should be shot by gunfire. Whoever did it, honestly, should be hung from a tree. That's how I feel. The problem I have with it is you want to launch an internal investigation into the fact that your police officers did not respond for 4 hours. Did you guys respond when little Romeo was hit over there in Scott Plaza and over there in that area? Did you respond then? Did you launch an internal investigation into all of these people who call HPD on a daily basis and the cops never show up? Did you respond to all the kids that were hit? Are you responding because when you mention the name George Floyd, it becomes political? George is not the only person from the city of Houston that's been murdered. George is not the only black person that has been murdered by police, and then we say and we know and believe that it was done from a heinous aspect. But I'd be damned if you're going to launch an internal investigation just because it involved George Floyd. What about all the black kids that's been hit by gunfire? Did you launch an internal investigation in regards to police response for Malia Davis? Did you do it then? Mr. Finn, I love you to death, but you become too political. And by you becoming too political, you're losing focus on the fact that every citizen in the city of Houston should have the maximum protection from our law enforcement officers. Everybody should get the same response time as it pertains to your officers. I'm being honest with you. I don't agree with you saying that publicly. I don't agree with it. And I'm not going to agree with it. So what you're saying, if we're not kin to George Floyd, then it's okay if the cops continue not to show up for us, whether we're black, white, Latino, immigrant, LGBTQ. Your cops don't show up no damn way. Oh, well, we don't have enough. That ain't our damn fault. But you got more money. The city gave you more money. But more cops does not equal less crime. See, cops just show up to deal with the aftermath of things. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they show up to do. But how dare you? How dare you? Launch an internal investigation because this baby, who this should have never happened to, this family, it should have never happened to. And I agree with that. Because there's a connection with George Floyd. I call bullshit on that one. It's all political. And I hope that you get your shit together, Mr. Police Chief, because the next mayor that comes in, if you don't, they should roll your ass out with the mayor that's leaving. Get off the political bullshit, Troy, and get back to what you were doing great. You walked the beat. You rode through our communities. And to say something like that, you spit in the face of every person that's lost a loved one and had to wait on your officers to show up because y'all don't have that many. You didn't launch internal investigations in regards to other shootings. But I agree with Avery Harris. He says, how long does it take to arrive in River Oaks? Minutes. Minutes. Y'all don't take care of our neighborhoods. You terrorize our neighborhoods. Your officers, I've had to call you several times, Troy, about your it's an out of control white officer in Northeast Houston that terrorizes the community. I've personally spoken to you about that. But remember one thing, the streets got something to say. And for all you officers in there that always, don't even know me and you got something to say about me, take your badge off, take your vest off, call your boy, and let's meet behind a building. Because I'm going to continue to preach the truth. And the truth is what it is. So I want to say that I think that Shelia Jackson Lee needs to be investigated and brought up on charges. I think there needs to be a congressional hearing in regards to her activities, in regards to finance with if it pertains to the hospital, pharmaceutical companies. I think that she needs to be looked at. It's the reason I'm the best in the business. Every night, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. It's the great one. The one they love to hate, but it's more of them that love me than hate me. Y'all know who I am. I am the 5-star general. Remember, January 15th, BH Ranch. You boule politicians better show up. And if you don't, we don't care. We're going to decimate you in your primaries and your generals. This is no longer a game. Until tomorrow, I'll holler at you.